Hi guys, welcome back to the Oasis Healing Temple. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for being here. If you are returning, thank you so much for your subscriptions, for your for your energies, your contributions to this channel. Thank you so much for being here. So for today's reading, we are getting guidance for Starseeds. So Starseeds are souls who have incarnated here on planet Earth to help in assisting transforming the lower vibrational energies, bringing more love, more light, uplifting energies here onto the planet, and restoring the balance. So there's different star seeds. So we have 3 different pile choices for you today. We're going to get the significator card to help you tune into which reading is going to reveal the message for you today. So let's see. Pile number 1. Messages for the star seeds of pile number 1. Just one card, please. Pile number 1. Can we have a card? Okay, this is your card. Pile number 2. Ooh. There's pile number 2. And for pile number 3. Okay, pile number 3 got 2 cards. It's just the way it is. Alright, pile number 1. You have masculine and feminine with an amethyst star. These cards just want to slide around everywhere. For pile number 2, we have the self with rose quartz. Pile number 3, we're going to go with the bottom card. We have death and rebirth, and that is with green Aventurine. Alright, if you need more time to meditate, just push the pause button. The timestamps are going to be listed in the description box below, and I will see you all at your readings. Your reading pile number 1, you chose the masculine feminine card with the amethyst star. So this is also card number 11, which is pretty wild because it also represents, 2, and it's the balance of the masculine and feminine energies, and realizing that we are both masculine and feminine. And when we unite those 2 energies within us, that's when we activate our soul, our Christ consciousness. We evolve out of gender identifications, and then we relate to our true self, our higher self, which is not any gender at all. We're very androgynous, just like angels. Sometimes some of them have more of a stronger feminine energy within, and so they appear to be more feminine. But we are all both masculine and feminine energies. Maybe some of you have been struggling with your gender identity and trying to identify yourself as either masculine or feminine. Maybe you were born into a body that, it doesn't feel like your true self. And I truly feel like anybody who resonates as a male within, but they're in a feminine body, I feel like it's your first time maybe incarnating into that type of vessel. Like your soul is growing and learning to evolve. And so in this new incarnation, this was the chosen lesson to learn how to then adapt to a feminine energy and a feminine body, and seeing what that feels like to be in a feminine vessel versus a masculine vessel, which is normally your comfort zone. And you've incarnated as a masculine many times, and so in this incarnation you are in the feminine avatar, and it might not feel so comforting. It might not feel like this is your home or who you really are, and that's okay. We're all learning and growing, but I know there's a lot of one-dimensional, closed-minded people out there, so it's kind of hard for you to feel truly safe expressing yourself. But essentially, who you are is neither masculine or feminine. We're both. All right, so let's see what else is coming in for you, Starseeds, of pile number 1. We have new consciousness on Earth. Okay, yeah, you're here to help evolve people's perspectives of seeing, love and understanding. We have homing beacon, Vega, the future. Look at that beautiful rainbow light. Yeah. You're going to start feeling safe in your vessel. You're going to start feeling at home. You're going to feel very connected here. Grounding your higher self here on the planet, like the future you, your higher self, the one who knows who they are, who feels comfortable in their body and their essence and their truth. And I feel like you're going to be anchoring that consciousness, that remembrance here on the planet, and serving as a guide for others to follow, your strength. Ooh, authentic penguin. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations and just be yourself. Thank you for that confirmation. So your message is very clear for you to be your authentic self, to remember who you are, to bring this beautiful energy forward in however way that you find love, wherever you see love, however you see yourself. If you feel more feminine than masculine, more masculine than feminine, that's just, it's the energy. You feel safer in one gender versus the other. And it's just through your incarnations, through your experiences. And you don't have to change yourself to fit into anybody's mold. And the only person's approval that you really need is your own. And anybody who loves you knows your soul, and that's what they're in love with, And the more you shine your unique light and remain true to your authentic self, you're going to attract your soul tribe. It's like flashing those colors, wearing your makeup. If you have tattoos, your style, things like that, you're going to attract people who are that same vibe to you, by you being yourself. We have anxiety. Yeah, this is like a fear, like stress and worry, anxiety about being yourself, afraid of what others think. We have intuition. I feel like this is like, the Pisces, the Vesica Pisces here. That unification of opposites within, that creates that wholeness. I feel like this is a cycle. You're here to bring in a bunch of shifts and change here onto the planet. But you're meant to break these old cycles, and to bring in this higher consciousness here onto the planet, where we're no longer limiting love and the way that we see things, and understand the soul's journey. You know, so many people want to limit Source and Source's abilities to create this beautiful rainbow spectrum of so many different types of creatures and beings, you know, and I think everybody just assumes that you're in a human vessel, that we're all the same, and we're not. We all come from different star nations, from different collectives. We're all here on different missions. We're all here serving different purposes. Some of us have similar missions, and those are the ones that you will eventually line up and sync up with sometime on your journey. But you know, that's the beauty of creation, is that everything has its own color. Everything shines uniquely, and it sings its own soul song, you know. It's really beautiful. We have the mystic circle. Your abilities will be enhanced. Okay, so the more that you step into your authentic self, the more you're going to awaken your psychic gifts, your abilities to attract more like-minded people, your soul family. I mean, penguins, they mate for life, you know. And I feel like maybe you've had a hard time fitting into your specific family. Maybe you felt like you don't belong. And I'm seeing like the wheel of life here. So there's this big shift that's coming in for you. A lot of changes. Oh, we have love, true love, and fidelity. I feel like, yes, you're going to be attracting more love in your life, more people who can validate your worth, your value, but it's also something where you learn to love yourself and value yourself as well, by you becoming and stepping into your authentic self. And the more you can be who you truly are, the more you're going to download more of your spiritual gifts, more of your wisdom, more connection to your soul family, because you're then sending out this like beacon of light. So if you have like your soul families in the stars, you know, in other dimensions and everything like that, and you're masking yourself and you're pretending that you don't feel this way, and you don't, you know, you're not being true to who you are, you know, like you're hiding under a rock somewhere and they can't find you. And so when you finally move through the layers and see yourself with true clarity and shine your unique authentic light, your soul family, people who have been looking for you, looking for your specific soul signature, they can finally find you now, because you've pulled the mask off. You're uncovering yourself and revealing yourself, revealing your truth. And then you're going to attract people who have been incarnating with you for many lifetimes, who are needing your love, needing your support, needing your cooperation. Look, we have homing beacon, you know what I mean? Like, you're being asked to step into the light and to shine your truth and to share your truth and be your truth. Be who you are and love yourself, love your uniqueness, love your divine beauty, so that you can help heal the planet, you know, and awaken others. We have the wizard. Use your skills to aid others. Thank you for that confirmation. Yes, you're going to help other people shine their light. You're going to help other people love themselves, love their bodies, love their uniqueness. You as well, learning to love your avatar. You know, you chose this avatar for a specific reason, to teach you lessons, to learn that you are not the body, you're the soul. This is just the vehicle that you're using at this time, because you're learning lessons by being in this vessel. And we only get one, you know, this is your vehicle. So learn to love it and cherish it. Stand in your power and your truth. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah. Stand in your power, pile number 1. We have the Nagas. Lovers, erotica, and sensuality. Yeah. This is you learning to love yourself and express yourself. I need to cover this up. Healing your sacral chakra, you know, the way that you see yourself, the way that you nurture who you are. Let me get some information on the Nagas real quick. Let's see. I'm not too familiar with their energies. I want to see what support they're going to offer you. Okay, who are the Nagas? Yeah, this is that serpent energy. All right, here we are. Ancient Hindu and Buddhist texts speak of the semi-divine serpent beings called Nagas, which in Sanskrit for the word serpent. The Nagas are described as powerful, very beautiful, and highly advanced snake reptoid beings that are advantageous to humans, which also dangerously fearsome, while also dangerously fearsome and temperamental if provoked. Ancient iconography. Ancient iconography. That word just sounds so funny. I'm sorry. Depicts the Nagas with the upper human faces and torsos and snake bodies from the waist down. Nagas is male and Naginis is female. Some suggest that the Nagas could be a human hybridized genotype from the Alpha Draconian race. Like the Alpha Draconians, Nagas have the capacity to shapeshift into total human form. The Naga's full form is fourth-dimensional and not visible to the average lower 3D vibrational human sensory perceptions. The Hindu epic poem, the Mahabharata, makes reference to the Nagas. Many ancient iconographies and texts around the world depict powerful serpent beings, including the Quetzalcoatl from Mexico and the rainbow serpent from Aboriginal Australia, and the Greek god Glycon and the goddess Echidna? I'm not sure. Unlike the terra firma walking, talking humanoids, Nagas are more comfortable inhabiting the subtle sensual energy fields where they fluidly regenerate their inbuilt elixir for immortality from the depths of the ocean. The card meaning is sensuality, the lover's vitality, kundalini, desire. This is you being in love with yourself. You know, I didn't know much about the Nagas, but bringing in that kundalini energy, you know, the kundalini, when it starts to waken up, it starts to show you, it starts to reveal things to you. It opens your consciousness up to see things from different perspectives and to wake you up to maybe places where you are stuck, or parts of your psyche that need healing and need your love and your attention. And so I feel like you're being asked to love yourself and to give yourself that approval that you may have been looking outside of yourself. Okay, so we have Lady Nada, expanded heart, openness, liberation, let yourself love and be loved. What beautiful confirmation that's coming in. This is you opening your heart, freeing yourself from these anxieties, from the worries, from the stress of not feeling safe, not feeling loved, not feeling appreciated or like you even belong here, and learning to love yourself for who you truly are, for that beautiful soul, that beautiful light that you have, for that beautiful heart that you have. I feel like this is that expansion of the heart chakra. When we learn to balance the masculine and feminine energies, we learn to receive love. We learn how to nurture ourselves, how to care for ourselves, how to feel accepted. We know our worth, we know our value. And we also know how to protect ourselves, how to feel confident. We champion for ourselves. You know, we know how to provide. We go out there and create from a place of confidence. And that comes from having that security within our own being and not looking outside of ourselves for any other validation other than our own love for ourselves. Yeah. Alright, so pile number 1. I have some messages from Source for you to close out your readings, just to give you some more confidence in yourself. So we have faith. Ooh, thank you. I am confident I will achieve my goals. I live in the present and have faith in the future. I firmly believe in my value within the universe. What beautiful confirmation that is. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in the future of Earth. Knowing that you are here for a purpose, for a reason, and that you have value. There's a reason why you're here. A lot of starseeds have a hard time feeling safe here on the planet. I'm not sure if I said that, if I'm repeating myself or not. But we have trust. Ooh, we got faith and trust. I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. Exactly. You've chosen things to learn from them, to teach you something, to give you your wisdom, to remind you of your abilities. Divine light. I am an expression of love, and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and the goodness of who I am. There we go. Follow your heart. Shine your light on your soul. Look at this yellow. There's a lot of yellow in this reading. I feel like this is your solar plexus, your inner sun lighting up and reminding you to shine your light, to shine your beautiful energy into the world, and have more confidence in yourself and let go of any fears or anxieties about the future. I am light. Look at this. I always have hope, no matter the ordeal. I have faith in a better future. Ooh. I turn darkness into light. I open my heart so others, and to God, Source Creator, and I am spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all of my being. Exactly. You are here to illuminate the shadows, to illuminate these illusions, these false ways of knowing Source Creator, of understanding love and what that means, of understanding the higher realms even. You're here to bring in that change, to bring in this beautiful love connection, this beautiful light. I'm going to have to put this over here for you. Alright, final card, goodness. I refine my character and overcome difficulties by remaining positive. I calm my heart and illuminate my intellect to transform shadow into light. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. Thank you for that confirmation. You are here to transform the shadows and to bring in more light, more love, more understanding, more compassion. And you do that by learning to love yourself so that other people will see that beautiful light that you've fostered within, that you've nurtured within. Because if you don't love yourself and value yourself, others won't either. You have to learn how to be your authentic self and to love the truth of who you are, your unique beauty, your own body. This is your temple. This is your vessel that you've chose to incarnate in during this lifetime. And so make the best use of it as you can. Have faith and trust that you're always being guided. You're always connected to Source. You're always connected to your soul tribe, your soul family. They're always there with you. And you can tune into them anytime you want. If you're connect to them in your heart space, in your dreams, you can ask them for signs to guide you along the path. Okay? Alright, pile number 1, this was your Starseed reading. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being on the planet and doing this healing, transformational work. I'm so proud of you, and I'm sending you so much love. And I can truly understand how you feel, because I've always felt different myself. And it's taken me a long time to finally just be comfortable with my own unique light, the way I wear my hair, the way I wear my makeup, and not to care how other people see me or judge me, because I know that I'm loved and that I'm connected to Source, and I know my own truth, and I'm here to change things up and not to fit into a little box that everybody says this is what we're supposed to be. Like, says who? So I appreciate every color of the rainbow, and I love everybody's unique beauty, and I'm so grateful that there's people out there like you, because they remind us that life is meant to be expressed in so many different ways, you know? And so is love. Love comes in so many different ways as well. So be yourself, pile number one. Sending you lots of love, lots of strength and confidence in yourself. And I'd love to have you back for future readings. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day. Hi, pile number two. You were drawn to the Rose Quartz, or the Self card. And this reminds me of pile number one. You may have been drawn to pile number one as well. But this is about liberating the soul and freeing yourself from the structures of society. You know, it's that social programming, the status quo, and freeing yourself from having to feel like you have to conform in some kind of way. And it's freeing yourself from those structures, from being put in a box, and allowing yourself to accept yourself, your unique gifts, being open to receive and connect within to your soul, like your true self. Freeing the mind, essentially freeing the soul, and liberating the ego. Let's see what else is going to come through for you for the Starseeds of pile number one. Pile number two. We have learning to nurture, the Zeta Reticuli. Actually, let me put you up here. Yeah. Being paired with that Rose Quartz, this is about soul healing, learning to nurture yourself and opening yourself up to your divinity, learning to love your uniqueness. Wow, this is so much like pile number one. We have imbalance and positive polarity. This is about denying your shadow, denying your pain, denying your sense of self, your truth, the shadows, things of the past, things that have hurt you, and acting as if they don't exist. Okay, so this is about healing, pile number two. So Starseeds number two, you guys are about to begin a self-discovery, learning how to heal yourself. So you may be just wakening up to your divine gifts and transforming and transmuting the lower energies, the darkness, the heaviness, the pain that you've experienced here on earth, and learning to nurture yourselves. Perhaps you were born into a family that didn't know how to nurture you. They didn't know how to tend to your needs and give you that emotional security, and it's made you feel, you know, like you don't belong or you're not good enough. And I feel like you're being asked to learn how to nurture yourself, how to take care of yourself, and become that parent for yourself. The illusion of control. Yeah, this is more the ego. See, the ego is developed when we feel like it mainly occurs when we're children and we've experienced some kind of trauma or, you know, heartbreaking situations where we can't defend ourselves, we can't protect ourselves, so we look to our parental guides to be that protective force, to nurture us, to tell us everything's going to be okay, you know, and help us understand our emotions and how to process them. And children don't know how to do that, and a lot of parents don't know that as well because they weren't taught that from their parents. And so if you don't have parents who are, one, healed themselves and very aware and attuned into their energies, and as well as being able to tune into their children, which most people don't have those types of parents. Most people have parents that have denied and suppressed their pain, and they're just going along with what society's standards are of how we should look, how we should be living, the careers we should have, and the type of home we should have, how our children should be raised, those types of things. And those programs just kind of get people in a repetitive program and a set way of doing things, and focusing on the outside and not really paying attention to what they're actually creating within their own home, with their children, and the way that they're raising them and teaching them and bringing them up. You know, society wants us to, all of us, fall in line and to become these consumers. And if you're not confident enough in yourself and your ability to break out of these systems and out of these structures, to, you know, go against the status quo and to become independent and be that person who's, you know, almost like the radical person who's here to shake things up. You know, we don't necessarily have those people in our lives. We end up becoming them ourselves because we don't agree to fitting into this box, into this mold. We just don't fit. We're different. And because we're different, we have to heal the energies that are within us that make us feel like it's not okay to be different. And where we learn to love ourselves and nurture and this energy, this light that is within us that wants to shine brightly to show others that there is another way. We don't have to conform to this little box. We're all meant to be different, but yet we're all the same. We're all source, but we're all expressions of source, you know, and we're all meant to be living these unique experiences and these different journeys and these different bodies and different ways of being. And so our ego, let me get back to the ego wants us to conform. It wants control. And so anytime we're trying to create any shifts or we're trying to step out of our comfort zone, the ego wants to step in and say, no, don't do that. No, somebody's going to call you out or you'll be picked on, because in the past that is what's happened. Anybody who's dared to go against the crowd or to be different, you know, is always ostracized or, you know, almost shamed because they're not falling in line with everybody else. How dare you be different, you know? But the thing is like, dare to be different. That is your mission, is to be different and to shine that light for others to follow and to remind them that we're all not meant to be the same. We're not meant to fit into these molds, you know. Some people enjoy that comfort, and some people that might be their life journey, is to have a life that's not a lot of work. Maybe their previous lifetime they did a lot of soul growth, and so they wanted a lifetime where they didn't want to do much. They just wanted an easy type of life, you know, and that's what they chose. But not everybody is in that place. You know, some of us chose to come in and do the hard work, and we wanted to get it over with. We wanted to learn as much as we can. We wanted to expose the illusion of control and show everybody that when we learn to trust ourselves, when we listen to our heart and we connect to our soul, when we express our beautiful authenticity and sharing that with the world, that we can dare to be different and to do different things and to see things from a different perspective. Like, it's expanding, you know, it gives us a sense of freedom and liberation, that there's more than one path, you know, because there is more than one path. It's finding your own truth within. And it takes time, because you have to actually go within and you have to tend to your own hearts, your own, you know, pain and your struggles and your own illusions that you have any kind of control. It's surrendering and letting go of the illusion that you have control. Because there's certain things we can, you know what I mean? You can control the job that you're working at and all this You can control who you decide who's going to be in your life, but there's still elements of control. That is an illusion, you know. All right, let's see what else comes in. We have magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through the deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's time for you to heal the past and to let go of the past. Learning to nurture yourself in those moments where you didn't feel like you had somebody there supporting you, somebody there wasn't nurturing your growth or, you know, helping you understand your emotions and everything. And it's now become part of your mission for you to learn to nurture yourself, to become your own parent, and to heal, you know, your fears, to heal your pain, to tame that ego so that the ego becomes your friend, not a dictator who's criticizing you or putting you down or making you have fearful thoughts and preventing you from moving forward in your life. Because the ego loves to have control, and anytime you're changing and growing, it wants you to be fearful, and it wants you to stay in that comfort zone of what is known. But our inner child, our heart, which is where our inner child lies, wants you to grow, wants you to expand, wants you to see things with you know, a sense of adventure and curiosity, of embracing the unknown, you know. And that's the magic, is knowing that no, you haven't been here, but that's the beauty, you know. That's the journey, is going somewhere you haven't been before and embracing that mystery and knowing and trusting that you're going to be guided and that you know how to handle, you know, the situations that come at you. And it's learning to trust yourself. Oh, we have pain. We have ghost. Yeah, this is the pain of the past here. Those illusions. Whenever you get triggered by something, it is just showing you where you need to apply your healing, where you need to apply more nurturing energy, more understanding of the situation. So let's say if you were born into a family where your parents were very nurturing and tending to your emotional needs, try to see what were your parents going through at the time when you were a child, you know, and what was their family dynamics like for them as children as well. Because what you'll start to see is a pattern, you know, and not everybody is able to break out of the patterns. A lot of people just pass them down unconsciously. You know, this is how I was raised, so this is what my parents did. And some people change a certain amount of those things, like they're able to transform and transmute some of the darkness and the programming, but not all of it, because we all can't, some of us aren't that strong, you know, to battle the darkness. And so they're able to transmute a certain amount and reprogram some, but they're not able to do the whole thing completely. So as more and more souls are born into the family lineage, more and more are taking on the darkness, and they're transmuting and transforming that darkness so that less and less shadow is being incarnated into the family. And so the more starseeds that are born into that family lineage, the more love and light is piercing into the darkness and transforming those shadows, transforming those programs, and bringing more love, more nurturing energy, and healing the family lineage until eventually the legacy of light and love is born, where there is no more passing down of the karmic baggage and the karmic relationships and the karmic programming. You know, it dissolves, and it becomes something that is now this tree of love and light, and not a tree of darkness and pain. And so you are one who was born into this family to bring in more love and nurturing energy. So the things that happen to you, learning from the experience and saying, well, this is what I learned, how not to treat my children, or how I need to be loved, and this is how I don't enjoy being treated like this, so now I know how I want to be treated. And it's finding that perspective and learning, what was I learning through this experience? Because I chose these as my parents. I chose this as my experience to learn from it. And I have to experience the opposite of what I want in order to know what I want. So if you want to be somebody who is prosperous and successful, then you have to understand what it's like to live in a place of poverty and not getting your needs met, you know, in order to appreciate having your needs met. And that's the way that this this dimension is working. We have to experience these polarities, the opposites, in order to appreciate, you know, the other end of the spectrum. So there's a little bit of, there's some healing that needs to take place for you, and being able to see things from all different types of perspectives here with the owl, being able to face the shadow, go within the shadow, and bring your healing, loving energy into those spaces. And seeing things, seeing how they're wanting you to stay in a place of pain, of remaining trapped in the past, so that you're not fully present and engaging with your soul mission, of why you incarnated here, what your mission is, you know. And some starseeds get trapped in the darkness because they forget their abilities, they forget why they're here, and they get lost in the darkness because it's very painful and it's very heavy, it's very dense, and it's hard to transmute these lower energies. And so that's why you got to work your magic and let go of the pain. Some people get addicted to that comfort zone, like I was saying. We have the Griffin, honor and good luck. Reminds me of some dragon energy. We have the Minstrel, let your intentions be known. We have the Harlequin, true feelings are masked. I feel like there's something you're being asked to do, to, like, in order for you to help to go on this healing journey. To some of you, like, if you have a creative outlet that you can help express your pain and your emotions and your experiences and what you've been through, you know, is there an outlet that you have that you can utilize your creative abilities to transform the pain? Like a lot of artists, they'll take their life experiences and they'll create art from it. And it helps you move the energies out of the body, out of the aura, so you can transform them and bring more healing into the body and into the heart and the mind. Yeah, and I feel like you're being asked to get to the core wound of the situation, because when you go within and you do the shadow work, it's learning, going back to the first experience, to the moment that you first, it's almost like betrayed yourself. Like, let's say, because I know, like, in my childhood, what I had to do, because, like, I had feelings of low self-worth and self-esteem, and when I was younger, I first experienced those feelings. I got them from my grandparents, because they actually molested my mom and my uncle, and they were very abusive, very toxic, and my mom she was always trying to win their approval. No matter what she did, they would never give her the approval. Even though they did the most horrible things, my mom still, like, loved them, and she saw through the heart space. You know, she's very empathic, and so she knew that they both grew up really messed up by their parents, and so she had this empathy for them, and she ended up bringing us around them when I was very little. And I remember just anytime I would do something, like, they loved my older sister, they loved the firstborn children, but then the other ones they had no care for. And my mom was like, you know, no, you can't just take one of the kids, you know what I mean? You're not going to make all the other kids feel bad, and like, you only care about the oldest. And so she forced them to take me. At the time, my brother was a baby, and so I remember they would make me sit in the corner, they would make me sit on the floor. My sister could sleep in the bed with my grandma, and my grandma and grandpa slept in two different rooms because he was, you know, abusive. And I had to sleep on the floor in the living room by myself, you know, and I was very little. And if I would ask to go to the bathroom, they wouldn't let me go with my sister. I'd have to go by myself. Or sometimes when I asked to go to the bathroom, they tell me to hold it. And I was like very little. I was like 3 and 4 years old, you know? And so sometimes I would wet myself and I would get in trouble. I mean, they would spank me and stuff. So I just always remember feeling like I wasn't good enough. And that was like one of my very first memories of feeling that way, you know? And it's going back to those times where we felt like we didn't have the understanding and the awareness as children, you know, we weren't protected in those moments and given the understanding of why this is happening to us. And so that's what you're being called to do, is to go to those moments in your youth and give your younger self that higher perspective, that understanding, the clarity, and that love and nurturing and support that they're looking for in the moments where they didn't have it. And that's you going back to your, as you now, you the higher self of the younger version of you, comforting yourself and giving yourself that hope and that understanding and that loving energy so that they can grow and heal and move forward from those moments. And in that version of your soul, that particular, I don't know, particle version of yourself can join you here in the present moment and no longer be a ghost of the past, you know. You've brought them that healing, loving energy. So, and that's what you're being called to do in this reading here, pile number 2. We have Arcturians. Arcturians are great healers. They work with crystal energy, sound healing, geometry. We have feeling safe, wisdom keepers, and concern. Yeah. As it's going in and healing, bringing that healing elixir to your inner child. We have Anunnaki, controlling drama, conflict of interest. Yeah. I feel like your parents just didn't know how to nurture you. And the Zeta Reticuli, this particular star collective here, they shut off their heart chakra and in the process of their DNA manipulations and everything. And when they finally turned it back on, because they thought that the emotion, to have emotions, was weak. And so when they realized that they couldn't procreate and grow their population without the heart chakra, when they reactivated it and they started to procreate again, they lost the sense of nurturing. They didn't know how to nurture their children, and so they would look for humans to teach them how to nurture their young. And so this is also within our own DNA too. So some of our family members have some of the Zeta Reticuli where they've lost, where they still have that soul memory of not knowing how to nurture the children. And so I feel like a lot of us have some of these DNA genetics within our lineage, and it's something that's passed down, you know, through the line. And I feel like that's what you've had to experience, where they just have this very negative, you know, way of raising children, you know, like they just have no patience, no concern, no care, you know, intolerance for emotions. You know, if you were to get emotional or to cry, you know, I'll give you something to cry about, those kinds of things, suck it up, you know, things like that. It just made you feel like your emotions were something to shut down and suppress and not to share, because to be vulnerable made you weak somehow, you know. Ooh. Oh, you got Mary Magdalene, sacred vessel. You are the answer. Be guided to your purpose. This is such a mothering energy coming in for you right now. I'm so happy to see her. This is you. You're asked to nurture yourself, to love yourself, to heal your heart, to move beyond this pain. Shift your perspective. Bring your healing, loving, nurturing energy into your heart. Transcending fear. I'm going to mess up this name. So, Vajra Yogini. Facing fear leads to fearlessness. Embrace your power. Yes. Those moments that were so painful for you to experience as a child, you know, when we're going through those situations, it's hard for us to express those emotions, right? Especially if you're being told to silence them, or made to feel like you can't express them, or there's going to be, retribution somehow. And so that emotion is still trapped there, you're still experiencing it in an energetic level. And so when you go on these healing journeys, it's going into those moments that made you feel that way, and to allow yourself to express that emotion and to release it, to let it go. And it's by feeling them, allowing it to move through you. Your emotions are like water. They're meant to be fluid, to flow. And so when we block off our emotions and we suppress them and squish them down, it creates this energy blockage, and it becomes stagnant water. It becomes very diseased and, muddy and stagnant. It's like swampy. And so it becomes this like decaying emotion. So it's like rotting energy. And it sits there and it will fester, and it can create cancer and all kinds of physical issues eventually if they're not processed and released. It just sits there and builds and builds and builds density until eventually it sinks into your physical body. And so if you can go within and face your fears, go into the shadow, because the shadow just wants to be understood. It's the parts of our mind that we've repressed and that we've tucked away because it's painful, but when you can see that pain and that fear is just your inner child that feels alone, that feels abandoned, that is so afraid because there's nobody there supporting them, and they keep being denied their feelings, they're being denied their emotions, and you're doing it to yourself now, whereas your parents were the ones doing it, or your family, whoever this individual was, who was denying your emotions. Now you're doing it to your own self, and it's so sad when you see it that way. So it's time for you to go into your heart and bring that healing, loving energy to your inner child. Ooh, sorry, pile number 2. I got emotional for you. Because it's sad. It's a little heartbreaking. But it's time for you to liberate yourself, to free your inner child so that you can feel more loving, more peaceful, more free to express yourself, to allow yourself to move through life with a sense of freedom, knowing that you are loved and that you are cared for and that you're protected, that there's concern for how you feel because you're allowing yourself to express how you feel without feeling ashamed. All right, pile number 2, I'm going to get you some cards from Source to close out your reading. Messages for the Starseeds of pile number 2. All right, I'm going to take these. So we have the voice of the heart. I listen to the fear in me and discover the voice of my heart. Ooh, beautiful confirmation. The fruit of these words guide me. I trust the song of my soul. My intuition leads me to the path of light. Follow your heart, pile number 1. This is where your inner child sits. And it's wanting to be heard. It's wanting to be healed. It's wanting to be felt and acknowledged and accepted. All right, we have faithfulness. I commit to my mind, heart, and will. I am devoted to the needs of my soul. I trust in myself, in God's source, and the universe. And then we have wisdom. God's source has a plan for me. I live here, now, knowing beauty is to come. I don't force things to happen faster than the universe has decided for me. I learn from my experiences, take small steps in faith, and succeed, thanks to all my efforts. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, sometimes you don't want to force yourself before you're ready. Sometimes, it takes time. You don't want to go digging in there and trying to like uproot some things before you're ready to face them, all right? They will naturally surface on their own when your soul is ready to confront this pain, you know, to confront this memory and to release it and let it go. And it'll surface on its own. You know, you'll be triggered by a memory or a song or an experience. Something will just take you backwards into those moments, and that's when your soul is asking you to go here, right now. Honor how you feel. Nurture yourself. Tell yourself that you are there. You're supporting yourself. You're here for you. I acknowledge how you feel. I'm never going to abandon you. I'm always here with you. I'm listening to you. I'm validating your feelings and your emotions. You have every right to feel that way. And I love you. I support you. I've got you. Whatever your inner child needs to heal here at that moment, give it to yourself, okay? Let me get you one more. Ooh, no, two more. Okay, we have goodness. I refine my character and overcome difficulties by remaining positive. I calm my heart and illuminate my intellect to transform shadow into light. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. And the work you do on yourself, the healing that you're bringing in to your family lineage, you know, it's not only for you, but it's for the souls that are coming after you. Like I was saying, we each take on a certain amount of the darkness and the shadow and transform it. And so the work that you're doing is for the collective as well. Trust. I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. Everything you've experienced has brought you and made you the person you are today. And so honor that. Trust yourself. Forgive where you need to forgive so that you can move forward. Forgiveness is not saying it's okay. It's that I'm ready to move forward and move on. And I'm releasing myself and this person from having to relive in this memory over and over again. And I understand what I was learning from this situation. And I was learning to love myself and trust myself and validate my own feelings and my own heart. Okay? All right, pile number 2, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Sending you all of my love. If you feel like commenting and sharing below, I'd love to hear from you. Till then, I'll see you all in future readings. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Welcome, pile number 3, to your reading. So you chose the green Aventurine star, and you got 2 different cards that came out for you. So the first one is the death and rebirth. So from one ending is a new beginning. And then we have perception. Ooh. So there's a big shift and change for you. This could be part of your mission. Your Starseed mission here is to shift the ways that we perceive this reality, the structures of Earth, the structures of society. You know, the past, the way that, like, the traditions, society. So there's such a connection here between all 3 readings. Some of you may come from number 1 and number 2 here, but this is about the shifting of perception and transforming the way that we see and perceive things and elevating our perception, seeing the truth. Let's see what else we have. We have being the mentors on Earth. It's about teaching others how to shift their perspective. Pile number 3. So you are somebody here, somebody who's here to elevate and shift the way that society sees things. You're here to teach others. Sharing cultural ideals. Yeah. Sharing truths from other cultures and expanding our perception that there's no one way to be. that it's all, that we should be all inclusive, you know. There isn't just one correct religion. There's not one definite path to source creator, you know. There's not one way of living and being, not one gender that's better than the other, not one race that's better than the other. That they all lead ultimately to one. We have abandonment. Oh. Let me see. Seduction and addiction. Alright, so there's some healing that also needs to take place with you, pile number 3. And it could be that you're here to teach others how to heal, how to shift their perspective, and to heal these wounds that we have, the addiction that we have to some of our wounds and our comfort zones of staying in the past, or feeling like we're blocked or restricted some way, or that we're a victim to our circumstance. With this abandonment here, I think that's a big wound for a lot of humans, but as well as a lot of starseeds as well, because I feel like a lot of starseeds have chosen to be incarnated into very dense, toxic family lineages to transmute the lower energies and to bring more love into these families. So they're born into families that don't have a lot of love, so that they can bring in that love. And society in general, you know, a long time ago when we had this connection to our, you know, our star brothers and sisters, and they ended up leaving the planet, you know, we kind of have been in a quarantine away from our galactic brothers and sisters, and so we haven't felt like we have any guides or mentors or support from any of the higher realms or other ascended beings helping us navigate, you know, this earth plane. And so some of us still have this abandonment wound here, and some people can be stuck in their pain, stuck in their comfort zone, and our mind can be stuck in loops, you know, in patterns where it has to have this this belief system, something that validates this pain or validates this false belief in order for it to exist, in order for, you know, us to feel alive. Like it needs that validation that this is truth, this is what's real for me, you know, and that just reinforces this belief system over and over again. And people can be addicted to that pain, you know, by always seeking and searching out for ways that, you know, this validates that belief system, whether it is feeling abandoned, like nobody loves you, nobody cares, and so always looking for ways where people are going to abandon you and betray your heart. And so you're always looking for that, and that is what you're going to find, because that's what you're out there seeking. And so you will find it because that's what your focus and attention is on creating. But if you learn to shift the way that you see things and learn to shift what it is that you want to create and what you want to see in the world, that's what you're going to be creating, because you're looking for that. If you're always looking for the darkness and you're always looking for the shadow, for the pain, for people to treat you a certain kind of way, you will find that, because that's what you're seeking. But if you're looking for love, you're looking for people to support you, you're looking for ways to be grateful, you're going to find those blessings, because that's what you're creating and that's what you're looking for. And it's learning to shift the way that you see things. And you can be somebody who's here to bring in that energy, to be that mentor for other people, to shift what they're creating by their own perception, by their belief system and the structure that they have in place. We have regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. I love that we have that here with the death and the rebirth. This is the end of a cycle and the end of a version of yourself and the rebirth of a new you. You may have gone through this healing journey and learned how to heal yourself and overcome these structures, these patterns, this programming. Oh, prosperity. And look, there's a little frog here too. So we have 2 frogs. Let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy, abundance, and good fortune await you. Woohoo. So in this new cycle, this rebirth, this transformation that you're going through, this path ahead is going to be very nurturing and prosperous for you. Just take what resonates for you. There's a couple messages coming out here for pile number 3. We have assertive cougar. In silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. Have the courage to face these fears. Have the courage to stand up for yourself, to express your truth, to claim this power, this leadership role, because you're meant to be a mentor, to teach others, to guide others here on earth. Ooh, we have energy and consciousness. So there's one more. Movement. Okay, so this is more about focusing on what it is you want to create, moving forward, using your divine gifts, your blessings, your wisdom, you know, your truth, what you've learned from your experiences, to create something new for yourself. This is an elevation of your consciousness. In this rebirth process, the new you is going to be more assertive. You're going to have more prosperity coming into your life, more blessings, more opportunities. There's this forward movement and this passion that's coming in. We have the Andromedans, autonomy, free will, and manifestation. Woohoo! Look at that, this black hole here. This is, you know, on the other side of a black hole is a white hole, so where everything's getting sucked in one side, it's getting pushed out the other. And it's a beautiful manifestation transformation process here. The end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. And having the choice to choose what you want to create. Choosing your foundation. We have Michael and Faith, spiritual calling, divine protection, and breakthrough moment. That's awesome. You can work with Archangel Michael, and Faith is his feminine counterpart, to help bring in the truth, the sword of truth, the light, the divine light that pierces through the illusion, because you have the sword here. And I was thinking Archangel Michael earlier when I saw this sword. And so it's just confirmation that you're being divinely protected in this moment. And this beautiful manifestation, since we have manifestation coming through, there is this beautiful energy. Green Tara, healing light, wellness unfolding. Know that healing is a journey. And healing is a journey. It takes time. You know, you're evolving, you're growing. Healing is cyclical. It's not linear. So sometimes when we think we've healed from something, you have, but there's more layers to peel back. You know, it's just there's more information here, more data to collect, more experience, more wisdom to gain from this experience. And usually it's those core wounds that are the ones that are the most difficult to heal and overcome, because they cut so deep. And it takes a little bit more time for you to transform that energy and to bring in more love and healing, healing energies and concentration, not concentration, but your consciousness, your love, and to awaken parts of you that are still in the shadows. All right, we have Guru Ram Das, miraculous moment. Harmony surrounds you. Expect miracles. Ooh, how beautiful. So there's something that's quickly coming in for you. It's going to be like an epiphany almost. There's just going to be this like awakening. Your eyes are just going to be like bing, blown wide open. You're going to see things from a whole different level. You're just going to have this big like third eye expansion where you see things from a whole new perspective. And it's going to be like this miracle healing, or this manifestation that's coming in for you. So expect miracles, expect sudden shifts, expect sudden awakenings and epiphanies for you. Beautiful, beautiful pile number 3. And this isn't your first time, you know, I feel like you've been incarnating many times to transform this energy in your family or in your life, within your being. Okay. I just feel like a great sense of freedom is going to come in for you, freedom from the past, and you're here to bring in that energy, that frequency to others, to liberate others, to free them from the social conditions and the programming, the constructs of the past, the old ways of doing things, being free thinking, you know, thinking for yourself and not just what somebody tells you or what everybody else is doing type of energy. All right, pile number 3, I'm going to give you some source guidance cards to close out your reading. Okay, so this one wants to come out. And so does this one. Pile number 3, please. Can we get some finishing readings for pile number 3? The Starseeds of pile number 3. What other messages do you have to close out this reading? Wow, you got a bunch. Alright. So you're here to do great things, pile number 3. You're here to shift the collective. You've been doing that work for a long time. You're a very old starseed with the Andromedans. They are one of the oldest ascended masters. So they've mastered many of the realms and dimensions, and I'm sure some of them have incarnated here on Earth to help in this process. And you may relate to any of these types of star beings that came out here in your reading. I know you had the Palladians, you had Orions. Which one is this one? Okay, those were Earth. And then the Andromedans. Alright, let's see what came through for you. We have freedom. I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt, so I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the beings of light within me. And this is what happens when we when we transform the darkness, when we transform our fears and our healing. We bring in that healing energy. We end up liberating ourselves and freeing ourselves from being stuck in the past, or feeling like we're stuck in this energy pattern. We have the divine fruit. As I work to improve and free myself, I strengthen my foundations. My intellect is light, my heart is warmth, and my soul is strength. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. Ooh, that is beautiful. I mean, self-explanatory. The calm. I breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time and focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts. All fear dissipates, and I find peace in my being. This is that healing energy, bringing that calming voice into those fears that may try to surface, and reminding ourselves that everything comes from love. We're always being guided, we're always being protected and watched over, and that we can transform, we can grow, we can evolve, and we can learn from our experiences, and we can always transform our fears and to bring more love and more light and understanding to them, bringing that higher perspective in. In God's hand, my trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady and I remain true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. More confirmation. Release. I stop fighting my fears and the hardships of life. I control my thoughts. I live in the present moment and accept each stage of life. I work on what I have power over and put into God's hands what I can't change. I trust that everything will work out for the best. I just said that, so it's learning to have that complete heart connection and having that complete connection to source, and remembering that we are always connected and guided and loved. We have attention. I am attentive to all that manifests within me. When negativity rises within me, I transform it into light, love, and hope. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. My desire to improve is constant. I am firm, brave, and hardworking, and that you are. Last card, we have joy. Like a child, I discover joy in the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is a great source of light. There we go. That's having that complete connection and faith within, and healing that inner child and becoming that divine light, where we are expressing that inner child, our divine child within. You know, they say that when, the ascended masters, when they reach that level of enlightenment, they become very childlike, very pure. They're filled with so much joy and enthusiasm and hope, and they giggle and laugh a lot. They actually look very youthful in their appearance. So it's that return to your divine self, and our divine self is that beautiful child. When we're all born, we are the closest connection to source, right? Like our crown chakra is still forming and closing, so we're still very connected to source. And when children are young and you just watch them, they love everything and everyone, they believe everything is real, and like stuffed animals, they all are real to them because they all are energy, so they're very in touch, very connected. They easily forgive. They laugh at everything. They're very curious. And that's essentially what we turn back into when we heal our inner child. We restore that innocence and that purity again. And we become very, just happy and joyful with the smallest of things. And it's not the material things that make us happy and bring us joy. It's the connections we make, it's the love we feel, it's those magical things that we see and experience every day in life within nature, seeing the signs and the synchronicities, and feeling that connection and feeling that love. And that's what makes you light up, and you just feel completely connected and calm and trusting. And I feel like that is the place that you will find, that you will come to in time. Alright, pile number 3, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate all the starseeds that are drawn to my channel and to these messages. Thank you for being here and for all of your energy and contributions to my channel. Sending you so much love. Love to have you back for future readings. See y'all next time. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.